What's up, YouTube? This is Danny again, bringing you guys another video. And so today, first of all, I want to thank all of you guys who been sending a bunch of uh, messages, just telling me how the IG live that I did with Bao really hit home. And I mean, I said what I said because I know that a lot of you are going through the same thing, the disbelief that trading is not real, the frustration of not, trying everything possible to try to make it and still not being able to make it. And reality is, yeah, it takes a lot. It takes a very long time, um, a lot of time, a lot of money, and but the reality is that it now looking back, it doesn't have to take that long if you get the proper guidance and you actually listen and you try not to skip any steps, right? You do what you have to do. Um, you find a strategy, you backtest that strategy, um, and then you sim trade or paper trade for as long as possible, meaning that if you can't follow your rules and if you can't make money and you know um, stop doing all the over trading and revenge trading, um, then you're not ready to move to live trading. So for me, it took about 10 months. Believe it or not, I feel the same way if I trade. If I sim trade or I trade live, I feel the exact same way, and that's what you want, right? When I made the transition to trading live, um, it to be honest, I feel the exact same thing. I don't feel like oh, I have money in the line on the line. Like it's just concentrating on what my strategy says. So thank you. And I started a new, I know it's big time ghetto. I asked my son to help me do a better YouTube um, intro and outro and just make it a little more professional. But for now, just bear with me. Um, if you want, just started a new IG. It's Danny underscore 5 year underscore to make it. Follow me. I'm gonna post my P&L and just the plays that I do every day. I'm gonna be um, more active in this account. That's IG, Instagram. So what I want to do, I know that there's my previous videos. I basically show what the trades that I take or that I took the same day. But what I want to do today, I want to go over, and it might be a little longer of a video, but promise that I'll try to give as much information as possible so that you guys can apply. And that's what I'm uh, that's what I'm gonna start doing a little more because, like I said, I know like my videos are they don't there's not a lot of views, but those of you who are watching these videos, like I'm receiving messages that really positive messages that I guess it's helping out a few people. And I always say that if there's one person out there that I'm helping with this, that's all. I mean, that's enough for me to spend some time and create these videos. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go over the press. We're going to hindsight trade, and but these are trades that I've took. But what I want to do, I want to go over them and see how I have my charts and see I want you to see what I look for, so that so you can see that it's not really that difficult if you um, if you just uh, apply your rules and just follow the rules, right? So as you guys can see, these lines right here, they represent the daily, right? So one thing that I try to tell everyone that asks me like, how can I improve? The first thing that I ask is show me your charts. And a lot of people, they, believe it or not, they only trade based off the 1 minute, and then they play breakouts or whatever, but they don't have a bigger picture of what's going on. I personally have the daily, the 15 minute, and sometimes when I switch the 15 to the 5, but majority of the time, or the hour and the 15 minute, but it's always the hourly, the 15 minute, and the 1 minute. When I started doing this, to be honest, I my edge increased, and I'll I personally recommend you to do the same, or at least try to implement that and see how it works for you. But for me, it works very well. So as you guys can see, these lines are not just lines. These lines are lines that levels are. If you look back, these levels were tested a couple of times, so they have their they're important levels, right? This level here, as you guys can see, this level here, and maybe next time I'll tell you why it's where they at, the numbers that they're at. But for now, let's just bear with me and look at this too. So we're gonna be looking at this 3 days here. So this level, as you guys can see, and then this level here, right? These two levels, and like I said, these are levels that I graph looking left, going back in time from 2019. So those are the levels. I've been having these levels for a while now, so they're there. It's this one and this one, right? So we're going to be trading this day, the 3/25th. I think it was Wednesday. So if we go back, I'm just gonna go back on demand and we're gonna do some back testing. March 23rd. 23rd? Was that Monday? Let's see. I guess I think it was the 24th. 24th. Let me see. Yeah. All right. So we're gonna do this date here. Sorry about that. Okay, so we're gonna do this date here. Actually, no, it's the 25th. I'm sorry. But we're gonna say I said I was gonna do the last 3 days, and I'm not cherry picking any days. Hopefully this thing doesn't freeze on me. But I'm not cherry picking any days. It's just the last 3 days. I'm a little more familiar about what happened. And here we go. Hopefully, all right, cool. So the first thing that I do, I always look at the daily and make sure that I have my levels and see where the market is, right? So on this day, what I saw was that even though these days didn't quite make it to the 161s, it got rejected, right? A few days here, the previous day, it tried to break this level, couldn't do it, and then we kind of gapped down to this level here. So I'm interested on this level here, and one thing that I do, I never anticipate the breakout. Like always, if it's below a level like this, and I want to go long, obviously I look at the lower time frames, but I never anticipated this breaking out. Actually, one of my rules is short once if I'm around this level here. So we go on. So that's the first thing that I do. I want to identify where is price prior to the market opened, and so like this is telling me. Remember, it's 159.62. The where the market is, where the price is. So it could be a potential breakout. A lot of people are looking at that, but for me, it's not until it breaks that. So now what I do is, right, so we're right around this level here, and let me just go back like this. So the first thing that I see is that Pre-market, it tried. So this level here is the blue line. This blue line that I'm talking about right here, as you guys can see, right? Is this blue line there? You see that? It's the same one, right? So the first thing that I want to see is what the market did pre-market, and the first thing that I see is that it tried to break out. So the breakout already happened, but it couldn't do it. See how it pushed up? This is pre-market. It came back all the way down to this level here, and we just like trading around this level, but we're still under, still below. So two things. Number one is if it's below, I still want to short, and number two is it already tried breaking out and it couldn't do it. So that in a way kind of gives me confidence to execute short until price says otherwise. So the second thing that I do is identify levels on the 15 minute. So this is my daily level here. Um, so now identify a level, the 15-minute level, and you see that I see one level here. I'm not gonna do one here because it's already there, and then there's another level right here, right? And then if we go down, there's a level here, right? So there's one here, as you guys can see, there's one here, there's one level here, another level here, and then I see one more level right around this level here. See that? Right? That's all. That's all I'm looking for because if it comes down, yeah, you could draw another level right down below here, so on and so forth. But this is more or less around where the price is going to be, right? So so that's what I do. That's what I do. And then another thing that I want to do, I do trend lines, right? So I'm gonna move it forward, but what I see is a trend line here. You see this trend line here? It pushed, try to push, went up, came down, broke the trend line. So it kind of broke the trend. We're still bullish until it breaks here. Then we're bearish, but we're still bullish. But it kind of um, it it broke trend already. Like it couldn't go higher, right? So now what I'm looking at is okay, it came down to support, and of course it's going to bounce. There's going to be some buyers here or shorts covering here. So I want to see what's going to happen here. But I'm looking once again, I'm looking for a short because of that. And now I will not be looking for a long until it reclaims this level. So with that having that in mind, right? Right after pre-market, I already have my predetermined levels, right? My levels are the green here. So yeah, it might be a lot of levels, but the plan is to short high, right? Plan is to short high. So let's see what happens. It pushes up, right? It pushes up, 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 up. I usually require when I short, especially on Facebook, I require a red candle or some sort of um, stall, right? Like I want price to kind of like stop, right? To start shorting. So as a market pushes down, I'm not interested in that. So as it pushes up, yeah, it went over this level here, right? So um, I start shorting here, right? And another thing that really changed my trading was this, okay? Um, let's say I was to go, well, you guys can see this worked out, but let's say before the way I used to do it is price will go up, right? And then I would let's say short at 162, and then my stop would be literally right above like 162.50 or 162, whatever that case was, but right above this trend line, this level here, and price would just do this, and then it would just push up and then come down, and you know. I will get stopped out so many times that man, like it really messes up with your mind, and you get to. I used to have um, a rule that if I get stopped, if I lose two times, then I'll just stop trading, or one time I will stop trading. So like I really want to get rich in one trade, meaning that I would from here to here I would risk let's say $200, right? and price would just go down, push up and then go down, and then I'll be down 200 bucks for a day, and I'll be right on my thesis, right? So one thing that I changed is this. What I do now, what I do now is, okay, let's say I'm shorting into this line here. This is on to this level, but I'm giving it up to the next level. Yeah, it is, especially right now, is 162.50 to 165. It's a lot of room, right? Like some people or traders will say like, man, that you're just giving it too much. But trust me, the way I do it is, and this is just me. You don't have to do this, but the way I do it is, let's say I go in with one share, let's say one contract here, because I'm trading options, right? I go in with one contract here, and um, if it pushes down, oh, there's another tip that I'm going to give you right now. But let's just say it pushes down, it pushes up, go in with one contract, pushes down, and obviously this was a win, right? Number two, let's say it came down, it pushed up, and then it pushes up to this level here, right? Right here, I will go with two contracts, right? I will go with two contracts, and my stop will be literally be not right above, but if I see this pushing, literally my stop will be like right up here. Yes, it is a lot. It is a lot. But trust me, this is what works for me, and this is the. I mean, it's not a lot. Like, let's say if your max uh, contracts are, let's say 10. This is 30%, right? This is 30% of my. This will be like a 30% loss. If this keeps going, it will be a 30% loss. So it's not bad, right? Like, or if you, let's say you trade 100 shares, try to go in with 10 shares. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just telling you. I'm just trying to put it in shares. 10 shares, 20 shares. Your average will be here. Um, One thing, if you trade stocks, large caps, these levels respect. These levels get respected, right? They will bounce or bounce back. How far, how much? That's a $1 million question. But they will. Don't be scared. Like they will bounce back, right? So um, taking into this worked out. Actually, I actually didn't take this trade here, right? I didn't take it. I actually took it here when he lost VWAP up to this level. And then because I was expecting for a bounce, couldn't bounce, I took it here, and then I wrote it down. So this was my two trades, but this was the better trade here. And so another thing that kind of changed my trading around is um, if you go back on your trades, I don't care how you trade, but if you go back on your trades, check how many times were you green before you lost. Meaning that let's say you went in short here, you pushed back down, let's say to VWAP, and then this thing, and then it went against you, and then you ended up red on the trade. Versus how many times did it go green on you before it went red? Because you were greedy or you didn't have a predetermined exit. Um, you'd be surprised, man. You'd be surprised how many times you were right, but you just don't take your profits, right? I used to be very, very fixated on oh, I need to have a 2 to 1 or a 1 to 1 or a 3 to 1, whatever the case is. But reality is the market is not going to give you what you want. And I kind of it took me a long time to understand that, but for me now is like if I could be right 90% making $2 or whatever, I'm gonna take it because if you want more, you could just add a little more size. But that's just how it is. I know it's um, second. I spent a lot of time here, but I just wanted to go give you those two, three t tips right there. So that was that trade here. Let's go and do one more. I guess I'm not gonna be able to do all three of them. It's just gonna take too long. But hopefully that makes sense. As far as like what I look for. So this was a really good trade. This day was like literally with I only traded for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and then Nell and Bell, and that's it. So for this day right here. Um, so this day was the day that I just showed you. The following day, which was Thursday, we're still, we're still hovering around this level here, but we're still below, right? So I'm still looking for a short. I'm still looking for a short until we break the highs. Until we break this level, then uh, then I'm not looking for a long. So same thing, right? Like I don't really have to be every day. Don't really have to like um, go over the entire daily chart. Like I just know from the day before what I want to see. And so same thing, right? I go over the 15 minute and I start looking for what's going on, my levels, daily level here, and then this this doesn't make sense anymore. And so this day we opened right around this level here, right? We're open right around this level, and the same thing. What I want to see, price open right around this level. What I want to see now, I have my daily levels now. I'm gonna plot in my 15-minute level. So I start from here, the lowest low, and then I work my way back, right? So there's one level here, right? One level here, and then we go. This level is the same. Then we push up. Then we have obviously this level, and then we have level here. We have a level there. That's it, right? That's it. Um, you don't want to go all the way back and draw each and every one of these levels because this already happened. This happened yesterday. These are the levels that are going to be in play because you know the traders from the day before they're most likely they're still trading. So that's what I look for. As you can see, might look like I have a lot of lines, but not really because remember this is the 15 minute. So we go over the on the trading time frame. As you guys can see here, market came all the way down, double bottom, pushed up, and the first thing that I see is that it's already overextended. Like guys, like um, one thing that I could tell you is this: large caps are not like small caps. They're not going. I mean, unless there's news or then they will do something like this. But for the most part, like they're not just gonna keep pushing up and up and up and up and up. Like they have their range that they trade around almost every day. So right now it's crazy, but don't be scared. Like that's what I'm trying to say. Like don't be scared of this stocks. And so what I still wanted to go short. I wanted to be short, right? Price opened right around this level here, right? So right off the open, let me close it right there. So right off the open, it came all the way down to this level. So it's holding this level and then it pushed up. I'm still not interested. I wanted to hit this level to start my short. So remember, if I start in short here, right, I'm gonna give it up to this level here, right? Start short, I'm gonna give it up to this level um, to raise my average. Once it comes down, I take my profit. If it keeps pushing up, then I stop out and then this will be my level, right? Or I see what's next. So the game plan at first is to look for this level here. So it pushed up, couldn't do it, um, came back down to support, and then it pushed up, and now we have like this double top right on this level, and then it starts, it's consolidating here. So I shorted right here, or I bought a put, and as soon as I bought the put, this thing popped. Before the old me, I would have just stopped out right here, right? Because that's why they do this, right? Because they know there's a lot of there's shorts shorting the double top. So it popped. I used to just stop out right here. Now I see it as an opportunity, right? Like I said, I always like to wait for my levels, but um, I really thought that this was going to push down. Plus, like I said, I'm small size here starting, right? If I go in, let's say one share, right, and it comes down, yeah, it's gonna be a small win, but nonetheless, it's still a win. So one share, um, one share, one contract, And then as it pushed up, right, it pushed up. This is the level that I'm interested in. Um, I, I bought more here, or I shorted, and then it pushed down, right? It pushed down, and I covered right here, right into VWAP, and that this made my day right here, right? This little trade right here, like you don't need much, right? And then it came down. I would have definitely shorted right around this level here, but I had to leave. Pushed up, and same thing, right? If you short here, you want to give it those two lines at least, right? And then it would have worked out again. And as you guys can see, like you would have took a few trades just from this level here. And yeah, then finally just it broke. So let's say, uh, for the sake of just to explain to you what would have happened if I would have if this was the open, right? So let's say it would have pushed, I would have shorted here, right? Then it came down, right? Let's say I wouldn't take the profits, and then this thing would have kept pushing. I would have shorted, let's say one share here, two shares here. My average would be right around this level here, pretty much right on that level. Right at the push, I'll take my profits. Right, I'm not looking for this to go down because I know there's gonna be support. Resistance becomes support. I'm in the green, I take my profits. That's it. I'm done for the day. So regardless if this or this would have happened, it would have still be a green day. So I guess I'm gonna leave it at that. Hopefully, you guys get some ideas on how important it is to have multiple time frames to be able to have your levels, support, and resistance, and how to give it a little more room and just size accordingly, right? Maybe next time I would tell you when I go in with full size, which it's basically when I have, let's say I would have shorted here, when I have some sort of trend line break, right? Short here. Once it break the once it breaks the trend, right? I know that it's gonna, probably I would probably add here, because I know that once it breaks trend, it's gonna come down a little longer, a little more. So hopefully that makes sense. If you have any questions, and feel free to hit me up, um, and follow the IG, and you guys should join MIC, man. We post a lot of stuff there, um, and definitely a lot of information there that could benefit you to become a better trader. All right, guys, later. Have a great day.